Today we're working on a 2008 Chevy Malibu with a 2.4 liter LE5 engine and a P0017 cam to crank correlation fault. The shop's already replaced the timing chain, the guides, and VVT solenoids. They double check the timing, so the timing checks out. Or does it? With missing service info and bad diagrams, things get difficult. Let's dive in and figure out what's really going on. P0017 crankshaft position, exhaust camshaft position, correlation. They told me they did the timing, they've done the solenoids, it's still coming back. You know, I think they said it goes into a limp mode or something like that, which kind of makes sense. This is going to require a cam crank. We're going to try that, see what we find. I assume that we're probably going to see that the timing's off. I mean, that's what it's saying. There's a correlation problem. So pull up a wiring diagram, we'll set up the lab scope, and we'll run it. We'll try and find a known good. Diagrams. OE. Powertrain. Where's it at? Powertrain management. Ooh, now it wants to know those RPO codes. Boom. So what we're going to do is copy and paste this. LAT or LE5? LAT? Nope. LE5? Yep. LE5, all right. Module power ground serial data, that's not what we're looking for. 5-volt low ref, that's not what we're looking for. Engine data sensors, pressure, temperature, and throttle control, that's not what we're looking for. Engine data sensors, HO2s, that's not what we're looking for. Ignition control, that's not what we're looking for. Ignition control sensors, that's not what we're looking for. Fuel injectors and fuel pump, nope. EVAP, nope. Monitored / controlled subsystems, that's not what we're looking for. Where did I skip it at? That's strange. That makes about 0 sense. We got 5-volt and low reference here. I mean, this is the only place that the camshaft position sensors are there. Crankshaft position, intake valves. Yeah, this. Where's it at? They don't have it? We don't get this data? Or this diagram? Really? That's a fine one to leave out, guys. As ridiculous as that sounds, it appears that we would need to put a request in to get the proper diagrams in the OE service information. So now we're going to go to aftermarket. Engine control. No, that's wrong. Yeah, no circuit. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we're going to find our cam and cranks. Where are you guys at? Exhaust camshaft position actuator solenoid, camshaft position sensor. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and light those up. So that's the exhaust, and I believe that's the one that the fault code was complaining about. Don't recall. So crankshaft position sensor. It's going to be another important one. Intake camshaft position sensor. Okay, so now we've got our 3. I see the solenoids. You know, perhaps that's what's going on. It's an oil feed problem. I don't know. Or maybe the solenoid's not turning on properly. Let's just find out. Sensor 1 signal. Okay. Sensor signal. Okay. Sensor signal. Okay. So this is a 5 volts. 5 volts. We're going to turn these off because I don't need them now. Right? So think about these darn wiring diagrams. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them, but whatever. Low ref. Low ref. Low ref. Can't get it to turn off. There we go, finally. Weird. Okay. So connector X2, there are 3 wires. It'd probably be best to just test this at the PCM. Keep it simple, find out who connector X2 is, and find our 3 wires and check our signal going to the PCM. So we'll go to connector views, and we will find control module or engine control module, electronic brake control module, engine control module. And we had LE5, that says X1. Well, where's our, this is X1, X2. Man, are we just missing? Okay, here we go. There's X1, LAT, LE5, X2, LAT, LE5. All right. It's just not labeled very well, you know. What color is X2? Black. Let's see what color X1 is. Scroll up. LE5. Black. Fantastic. 2 black connectors? Great. Great. Okay. So pins 1, 2, 3 not used. On the top one up here, pin 1 is used. Okay, perfect. LE5, X2. Perfect. So now we're looking for 56, 59, and 63. Let's go to 56. 50, what? It literally says 56 right here. 59 and 63. Not used. 59, throttle position. What? LE5, isn't that what we have? Didn't I check that? Yeah, we're looking at LE5. Oh, we've got a X2, right? We have a mix-up in service info here. Like, really bad. Pin 1 is used on X2 here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's go to, let's see here. The LAT 56 is cam sensor signal. 59 cam sensor signal. 63 crank. That's LAT. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Diagrams on this thing are just completely messed up. But it is what it is, right? We got to handle it regardless. So now that we've kind of got this figured out, we're going to go to the vehicle. We're going to pierce these wires, and we're going to get our cam and crank waveform. This is a 2008 Chevrolet Malibu. Let me see if I can find a known good. See if we can figure out which connector it's supposed to be, because I honestly have no idea. Evidently we have 2 black ones. Isn't that fantastic, right? Well, that part of the service information is so far holding true. Before I go pull the other one off, I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect this. Somebody's been here before because the zip tie's gone. So, pin number 1 is occupied. 1 through 3 are occupied. Purple. One. It's a small wire. This is a blue on our number 1 here, you guys may or may not be able to see that. This is not the correct connector. It's generally the way it works out. First one I grab, just ain't the right one. Let's go with number 2 here. Look, it's gray. I had a feeling that the service information was going to be wrong. You don't know until you look, but it seems that nothing about this service information is correct. Nobody's been in this one before. The zip tie is still there. Come on. There we go. Number 1, 2, and 3 are missing. Okay, now what you see here is our LAT, right? Connector 2. LAT connector 2 has 1, 2, and 3 are filled. But over here is where we get our 56 cam sensor. So this is not correct. The aftermarket diagram that we're looking at is probably wrong. Let's grab us a seat back into this vehicle, or yeah, we'll grab a seat in this vehicle and we're gonna go aftermarket. I am going to see if there is another. Let's see what this engine controls does for us. Article not found. Why is that? Because I walked away too far from my laptop with the hotspot in my pocket. I'm getting ready to buy, I just bought some magnets off of Amazon. We'll see how they do. I'm gonna stick them to my laptops. Look at this. This is probably the correct diagram that we need. Let's hope. Camshaft position sensor, exhaust. Crankshaft position sensor. Intake camshaft position sensor. Okay. So we got a 12 volt ref, exhaust sense, intake cam sense, exhaust sense, intake sense. Really? Like, the diagram is just so wrong. Everything that is written about everything on this vehicle is just so wrong. So we're going to go ahead and unmark these. Luckily, we can look at the diagram and we can see that the signal is going to be pin 3, dark green, yellow, and orange. My goodness. So this is the type of things that we got to deal with, you know. It's just service information that's just, I mean, it's as if it's for a different vehicle. Anyways, 45, 46, 47, those are the wires that we need. And our first 3 are empty slots. Okay, now we're going to be on the right, and then it goes tan. The first 3 are empty slots, and then we have a tan wire. This is not what we have on our vehicle. If I recall, it was blue. Let's go look. Nope, it's tan. The first wire is tan. Good. Now we're on the right path. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel this back and we're going to go ahead and splice our wires. Okay, pin number 1. They show us pin number 1 and 53. They don't show us anything else. 52. So 52, which is an empty slot, if I'm right. Yep. So this is 52 right here, the empty slot, and we're going to feed our way back.
Okay, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47. Get this out the way. Yeah, 47 is supposed to be a dark green. 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47. Right here. This is the wire that we need. We're going to peel it back, way back here. There's the next one over, which is going to be the orange wire. Let's see here. This orange wire is buried pretty well. Gonna have to fish it out because on this particular connector it has a latch, so we have to get it way back here. This probably will work. And then our last wire is going to be yellow. That is this yellow one here. Again, we're gonna have to fish it out. Let's see. I got it out the back. Yep, that's it. Okay, you see this latch? That would be in the way if I had it too close, and it would not close. See, it's tight even the way I got it, it's tight. Come on. There, that one's latched down. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to set the test leads up. Crank is yellow. So crankshaft is yellow. We're going to make our yellow wire the crankshaft. Just because most of the time the crankshaft doesn't matter too much. We'll hook up green. Now it's time to take our web capture. Or take our lab scope capture. Set these all to 10 volts. I like the capture a lot better when it's on 10 volts. I do like to run a 500 milliseconds per division time base because that just helps me be able to see everything on the screen at once. At least I feel that way. And then I can zoom in as I want to. Spaced out enough, unless these are 12 volt signals, which they might be. But we can't trust the wiring diagram because it's been wrong about everything. So we're gonna go key on. Now, you wait, and the battery is just stone dead. Now we got a battery hooked up. That's key on. We're running. This thing's running kind of bad, especially on startup. Let it go through another screen, starting to get a little bit of a misfire. Gone away. Okay, now getting a good view in here. Zoom in a bit. All right, so as we can see, this blue trace is attached to the green wire. The green trace is attached to the orange wire. So our green trace is attached to our orange wire, which is Camshaft Position Intake Sensor 1. So our green trace is the intake cam. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare a known good here. Now, I'm going to try and zoom this in for you guys, but the known good intake cam has 2 big ones and then 2 small ears, right? And the second large ear rises on the second tooth away from the gap. So the second tooth to the left of the gap on the crank. Now looking at our intake is 1, 2, there's the third, and it's off the screen for the fourth. And we can see that it rises on one tooth from the gap to the left, one tooth to the left from the gap. So that timing is slightly off. So that's probably a little bit of chain stretch or something like that. But that's not the problem, right? Because the fault code is for exhaust. So while we're looking at exhaust here, we have 1 small, 2 big, 2 small, right? And this is exactly what we have: 1 small, 2 big, 2 small. So we are in the correct position to check, and we can see that the first large one falls about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teeth on the crank to the right after the gap. It falls 6 teeth. Now, where we're falling on this one is, let me grab the screwdriver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 teeth to the left. So we are 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 teeth off, not including the gap. This thing is way off. Timing absolutely for sure is the problem. Now let's look up some TSBs and see if there's anything interesting that we can find. Let's just make sure there's no TSBs. Okay. P0017, and sure enough, look, mill on with DTC P0016 and or P0017 setting on a properly timed engine or a crank no start. This is interesting. It says and or. So we don't have to have both, or we could have both. What is this? A 2008 Malibu, Chevrolet Malibu, 2007 to 2013, all engines. Okay. So LE5, the 2.4 is included, equipped with the following engines. Concern. Some customers may comment service engine soon light being eliminated or a crank no start concern. Upon inspection, our DTC is found. This may be a result of a camshaft reluctor that has moved on the camshaft. The reluctor is press fit and is not indexed key to the camshaft. It is an interference type fit. An overheat condition may contribute to the concern, causing the reluctor to spin, shift on the camshaft when hot. If the reluctor spins far enough, it can create a crank no start condition. On rare occasion, the engine may crank and not run and not set any codes. This could be caused by a camshaft reluctor being spun, shifted, or a faulty camshaft position sensor solenoid. It could also be caused by faulty mass airflow sensor. This may be caused by a camshaft reluctor being spun, shifted, or a faulty camshaft position sensor or solenoid. Recommendations will be stored in engine may or may not run. Important, the procedure below was developed for 2006 and newer LE5s. The reluctor position on other RPOs may vary. As a result, it may be necessary to compare the reluctor position of other engine RPOs to a known good engine with the same RPO code. If the engine is timed properly and service information diagnosis does not isolate the cause of this concern, perform the suggestions below. To check the exhaust cam reluctor position LE5 only, with the exhaust camshaft positioned so that the valves for number 4 are at maximum lift, fully open, the reluctor should be flush parallel to the rocker gasket surface. If the reluctor position does not line up correctly, the exhaust camshaft must be replaced. You know, I don't know if you guys just heard that. You know, it's just another vehicle, a motorcycle driving by, but it is something about automotive repair facility. And when vehicles with loud exhaust drive by, they just love to accelerate as fast as they can in one gear and try to get into the next gear if they can. But it's something that irritates me, and I can't comprehend why they do this. You know, like, it don't make any sense to me. But anyways, sorry for the rant. To check the cam reluctor with the intake camshaft position so that the valves
for number 1 cylinder are at maximum lift, fully open. The reluctor should be flush parallel to the rocker. So you see he has a ruler here. Do they have a ruler here? Yep, they have a ruler here. Zoom you guys in. So they have a ruler here to show that it's flush, a ruler here to show that it's flush. So that is what they're going to have to do whenever they pull the valve cover off of this thing. That's the first thing to do. Pull the valve cover, rotate it so that it's in time, and these things should line up perfectly. If they do not, mainly the exhaust one, you have a rotated reluctor and it's going to need the camshaft. And then it's telling you how to diagnose like faulty master airflow sensors and stuff like that. If there's no fault codes and it's a crank no start, we don't have that problem. So anyways, guys, TSB number PIP 4548G. So this is the diagnosis. We're calling it. They need to tear the engine down. The cam timing is off, absolutely, and most likely they are going to be possibly looking at replacing a camshaft on the exhaust. So anyways, thanks for watching. It's a win. So there you have it. Mechanical timing may be spot on, but if the cam reluctor shifts, the ECM will swear it's not. The shop's going to have to perform the bulletin's further diagnostic procedure to verify that the reluctor has shifted. As always, we verified using the lab scope. And I want to mention, don't trust just one source of service information because most of the time it's full of holes. Thanks for watching. What service information do you use?